Hey everyone, good evening. How are you all? Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. It's been a month since I came in to see you all. So pop on some comments. Let me know who's in tonight. Been to see your names pop up. And in a second, I'll tell you what rounds we've got. So come on, let's see some comments. Say hello. Val, good to see you. Hi, Val. So I had the... Good news, everyone. I had my first vaccine on Sunday, my first jab, first of two, which is great news. Although my body's coming out in all sorts of weird rashes that it came out in when I had COVID. So I think it's reacting the same way as it did. Anyway, what we got? Hey, I've got Quizzle my Schnizzle in the house. Mr. Grimmick, good to see you on here as well. Leroy. No one else calls me Leroy. That's honour is just for you guys. Hi, Claire. Got the clenches in. Dan and Alison, how are you? Paula, hello. Right, I'm going to tell you the rounds in a sec, but before I do that, I've got a couple of little shout outs I'm going to do, little public service announcements. First one is, for those that you were on last time, you might recall, I was chatting to Becca. I called her Becky. She told me off. Her and Nathan, their baby was due St. Patrick's Day. Came out a bit early. Becca and Nathan had a little baby boy called Ronnie, and I just want to say congratulations to both of you guys. Beautiful boy he is as well. Saw the photos, lovely. So congratulations to you. What we've got coming up, Sharon at the Lawford Arms. She's got a knee op next week. Sharon, if you're on here, rest up. Hope it goes well. You need to be behind the bar pulling us pints on the 20th of May when we're back in the pub. And Dan and Alison of Clench, it's their wedding anniversary on the 23rd of April. Won't see them before that, so happy anniversary. 5 years. Where's that gone, guys? All right, so what we got to tell you. Rounds, 6 rounds. This is what you've got tonight. Okay, well, we've got here Stumpy Stato in the house. Simple Minds are in as well. Good. Lots of my favourites all here tonight. So here we go. These are your rounds tonight. This is what you've got. History to start off with, bit of history. Hi, no idea. Hi, Famous Five. Hi, Maria. On the small screen is round 2. On the small screen, otherwise known as bit of TV trivia. And round 3 is general trivia. General trivia. Or for your Thursday night quizzes, any old shit. Faye's in the house. Yeah, I will mention that, Faye, in just a mo. We'll have a little break at the halfway point so you can go and get a drink, and then in our second half because we've got some music trivia. Claire, I know that's not your thing, sorry. Then we've got science and nature, and then we're finishing off with the II. All right, so as you'll see on the description for this quiz tonight and the very first comment on the chat box, if you can see the chat box, I have put a link on there for those of you who are feeling generous enough and can afford to. Please do donate to Rugby Autism Network, whatever you can afford to give. They will be incredibly grateful. I will be incredibly grateful. I know money's tight at the minute. It really is. I appreciate that. But for some of us, some people it's not, because you're not going out drinking and having meals out. You can give that money to the Rugby Autism Network instead. Only if you can afford to. If you can, please click on the link and donate if possible. I know Faye and her team appreciate it very much. All right there, folks. So get your pen and paper in front of you. First round is history. Everyone's favourite, right? We all love history. So here we go. History, question 1. By what name was 617 Squadron known during the Second World War? By what name was 617 Squadron known during the Second World War? Paul's still drinking. Me too, Paul. Although not as much. I've not drank as much this lockdown compared to the previous lockdowns. But I don't know if that's because I had COVID and I lost all my taste buds and I lost my appetite. It might be that. I'll be drinking back in the pub zone. Anyway, number 2. During which war did Florence Nightingale become famous for her work in army hospitals? During which war did Florence Nightingale become famous for her work in army hospitals? Less than 2 months now, folks, until we're back in the pubs. Less than 2 months. All right, number 3. What was the system of drawing pictures to symbolize words in ancient Egypt called? What was the system of drawing pictures to symbolize words in ancient Egypt called? Oh, Dan, how much do we miss a draft Guinness, honestly? So much. That said, this just doesn't taste the same for me anymore. I'm hoping a draft pint brings my taste buds back to life rather than just having like, Number 4, what was the name of the plane? So what was the plane that dropped the first atomic bomb called? So what was the plane that dropped the first atomic bomb called? I'm singing the song in my head now. Right, here it is. History round. Got to have one of these. Number 5. How many wives did Henry VIII divorce? How many wives did Henry VIII divorce? GT, Big Steve. GT. Hope you're doing well up north, mate. Number 6, multiple choice. 3 options. Here you go. Number 6. In what year did Buffalo Bill die? Was it 1865, 1889, or 1917? So in what year did Buffalo Bill die? 1865, 1889, or 1917? Guinness at the pub soon, says Marie. Correct. Nearly there. All right, number 7. Which war was ended by the signing of an armistice on the 27th of July, 1953? Which war was ended by the signing of an armistice on 27th of July, 1953? Number 8. What name was given to the stock market crash which led to the Great Depression in America? Was it Black Monday, Black Tuesday, or Black Wednesday? What name was given to the stock market crash which led to the Great Depression in America? Black Monday, Black Tuesday, or Black Wednesday? Paul's saying my birthday on the 15th, so I'm going to get leathered for a week if you fancy a draft Guinness. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I will. Happy birthday for the 15th. There's another public service announcement. Number 9. What did American astronomer Clyde Tombaugh discover in 1930? What did American astronomer Clyde Tombaugh discover in 1930? Oh, Paul, your wife says you're not getting leathered for a week. Rein it in. Number 10. In which year did John F. Kennedy become President of the United States of America? In which year did John F. Kennedy become President of the United States of America? All right. There's your first round done. A little bit of history. TV up next. I'll just give you all a moment or two to finish what you're doing. Finish answering some questions. For those of you chatting to your family, your friends on Zoom or Teams or wherever you are, got to keep chatting to each other. We have to see each other soon. I know I keep going on about it, but I can't wait to see you. I'm missing you all so much. I can't wait to get in these pubs and just shake your hand, give you a hug, let you buy me a pint, whatever. Just looking forward to it. All right. Are you done? Are you ready for round 2? No objections. Let's do it then. All right. So round 2 tonight is on the small screen. Stuff all about programs, things on your TV. Speaking of TV, missed the boat for a long time. Haven't watched any Line of Duty since it started. Binge watched the first 5 series in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Don't know. Brilliant, isn't it? Start season 6 now. Anyway, all right. Number 9. Number 9 was, what did American astronomer Clyde Tombaugh discover in 1930? Claire King says, I fear for your liver. You talking about my liver? My liver's hardened. It's ready for it. All right, here we go then. On the small screen. All right, folks, round 2. Number 1. Which of the chasers on the TV quiz show The Chase is often referred to by Bradley Walsh as Frosty Knickers? Which of the chasers on the TV show The Chase is often referred to by Bradley Walsh as Frosty Knickers? For round 1, question 10, do you mean election or inauguration year? That's a good question. I don't know. Put both. You know between you which year he was inaugurated, which year he was elected. Although they're not inaugurating and elected in the same year. And they like get sworn in like November and it starts in January. If I made that up, I don't know. I might have done. Anyway, number 2. Who was the original host of Catchphrase? Who was the original host of Catchphrase? I mean this Stephen Mulhern nonsense that you watch now. The original guy. Number 3. Which TV show is centered around Al Bundy, his wife Peggy, and their children Kelly and Bud? Which TV show is centered around Al Bundy, his wife Peggy, and their children Kelly and Bud? Okay, with you now, Claire. Sorry. Right. So, what year did John F. Kennedy become president? He became president. It would have been in January because they have the elections in November. So let's say the year he actually became president. It's good, but it's not right. Number 3, which TV show? I've just done that one. Number 4, what breed was Columbo's dog? What breed was Columbo's dog? I might have 2 Guinnesses tonight. What a thing. All right, number 5. Which actress played the character Hannah Montana? Which actress played the character Hannah Montana? You're welcome, Claire. Sorry for the not clarifying that sooner. Number 6. Who is older, Ant or Dec? Who is older, Ant or Dec? It's 2 months between them, by the way. Tough up. Number 7. Who stars as Mrs. Brown in Mrs. Brown's Boys? Who stars as Mrs. Brown in Mrs. Brown's Boys? Is that or is that not the unfunniest program that's ever graced the television screens? And I'm talking of all programs, even ones that aren't meant to be funny. Faye, say what you see. Everyone loved a bit of Catchphrase, didn't they? Thank you, Claire. It is the worst. Number 8. Which of the Teletubbies is red? Which of the Teletubbies is red? Seems to be a hatred of Mrs. Brown's Boys going on here tonight. I'm glad you're all in agreement with me. I'm waiting for someone to pop up to say they find it funny. If my mum was on here tonight, she would, because she loves it. But she's watching the football. Number 9. Which Batman villain was played by Burgess Meredith? Which Batman villain was played by Burgess Meredith? Oh, Faye, I knew someone would. Not you, though, right? Oh, Paula. Oh. Do you want her original name by birth or her name out? Who? Who are you on about? Which one? Poe. Poe was called Poe when she was born. Number 10. Who ran the garage in Camberwick Green? Who ran the garage in Camberwick Green? That's for you, oldies. There you go. Flying through this tonight, aren't we? Taking Paul's phone off him. There we go. Oh, Hannah Montana. I want to. What she's known as. Has she got 2 different names? Can I get number 9, please? Sorry for the caps locks. Not a problem. Number 9 was which Batman villain was played by Burgess Meredith? Burgess Meredith played Rocky's trainer. All right, Rock. Okay. I'll let you finish up there. So what am I learning so far tonight? I'm learning that I've confused you all slightly over which year JFK became president of the United States. We all agree there's only one hosted catchphrase. Everyone but Faye's friends hates Mrs. Brown's Boys. Poe has always been called Poe. Can we get number 10 too, please? Yes. Who ran the garage in Camberwick Green? All right, so tidy up, finish off, do what you're doing. One more round before I give you the answers to the first three. Then you can top up your drinks. Unless you're sat doing this in the kitchen next to the fridge, like Carrie might be, with a tonic in the fridge, gin, and a glass on the side. What was question 4? What breed was Columbo's dog? That was question 4. All right, folks, we're going to go on to our third round then. You ready for me? I think you are. Most of you should be now. All right, so general trivia, aka any old shit, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's see. Question number 1 then of round 3. In what year did the Titanic sink? In what year did the Titanic sink? You're welcome, Claire. Number 2. Which famous Shakespeare play features the line, "A plague on both your houses"? Which famous Shakespeare play features the line, "A plague on both your houses"? By the way, I don't know if any of you are catching some of the rounds that I keep popping on my page. I tend to do 2 a week normally. If there's any particular subjects you want, give me a shout. I'll keep doing them until we're back in the pubs. So if you want anything in particular, drop me a little message on my Facebook page or on here. I'll do it for you. Paul, on my birthday, just not that year. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Number 3. Who in 1982 made the first televised maximum break in snooker? Who in 1982 made the first televised maximum break in snooker? It's so weird not having any noise back at me. It's weird, it's weird. Number 4, what is the medical name for German measles? What is the medical name for German measles? Number 5, what bear is smarter than the average bear? What bear is smarter than the average bear? Oh, Titanic sank. Hillsborough, Boston bombing. Paul Lewis was born. Not a great day. Paul, I thought you were taking his phone off him. What are you doing? Number 6, who was Queen of England at the time of the Spanish Armada? Who was Queen of England at the time of the Spanish Armada? Maria, you've just put Yogi Bear with laughing faces trying to be funny. That's actually the answer. So you just told everyone. Hello, boo-boo. Number 7, the exterior of the Taj Mahal is made from what material? Which material? Which? Better English. The exterior of the Taj Mahal is made from which material? Number 8, what is the French word for library? What is the French word for library? It's fine. I know you're joking. You didn't realise. It's okay. If I was in the web Alice, I'd be telling you off for shouting out the answers. Right, number 9. Which 3 Hollywood stars opened Planet Hollywood? Which 3 Hollywood stars opened Planet Hollywood? Give you a sec. You've got 3 names to write down there. And one of them's a long name. And number 10. In which city was the first Hard Rock Cafe opened in 1971? Green door. In which city was the first Hard Rock Cafe opened in 1971? All right, there you go. So there's your first half done. I'll give you some answers then before we go on and top our glasses up with alcohol and do the second half of the quiz. I'll just let you finish off your round 3. Okay, well, good. Let's give you some answers then. So our first round tonight was history. Remember, 2 points for a correct answer. So each round is out of 20. After I've given your answers to round 3, let me know how you're getting on. Give me a little score out of 60 at the halfway mark. We'll see how you're doing. All right, so history then was round 1. Number 1, by what name was 617 Squadron known during the Second World War? The Dam Busters. Number 2, during which war did Florence Nightingale become famous for her work in army hospitals? The Crimean War. Number 3, what was the system of drawing pictures to symbolize words in ancient Egypt called? Hieroglyphics. 4, what was the plane that dropped the first atomic bomb called? Enola Gay. What a song as well. Number 5, how many wives did Henry VIII divorce? 2. Number 6, in what year did Buffalo Bill die? I gave you 3 options, 1865, 1889 or 1917. It's 1917. Number 7, which war was ended by the signing of an armistice on 27th of July 1953? The Korean War. 8, what name was given to the stock market crash which led to the Great Depression in America? I gave you Black Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. It's Black Tuesday. Number 9, what did American astronomer Clyde Tombaugh discover in 1930? That was the planet Pluto. And 10, in which year did John F. Kennedy become president of the USA? 1961. All right, so type your scores out of 20, make a note of them. You can add them to your scores out of 20 for this and the third round. And tell me how you're getting on at the end of it. So on the small screen, oh, there we go, some are coming in now. So 14 out of 20, not a bad score, that one. Quizzle my schnizzle. All right, on the small screen, this was number 1. Which of the chasers on the TV quiz show The Chase is often referred to by Bradley Walsh as Frosty Knickers? Anne Hegarty. 2, who is the original host of Catchphrase? The one and only Mr. Roy Walker. Oh, scores are coming in. 20 for Paula and the gang, well done. 16 for Clench, 12 for Stato, 10 for Faye. It's a proper split you that round, isn't it? Number 3, which TV show is centred around Al Bundy, his wife Peggy and their children Kelly and Bud, married with children? 4, what breed was Columbo's dog? A Basset Hound. 5, which actress played the character Hannah Montana? That was Miley Cyrus. 6, who is older, Ant or Dec? That's Dec. Dec is 2 months older than Ant. 7, who stars as Mrs. Brown in Mrs. Brown's Boys? Brendan O'Carroll. 8, which of the Teletubbies is red? That's Poe. Famous 2.5. Who's missing? Who are the 2.5 missing, John? Number 9, which Batman villain was played by Burgess Meredith? That was the Penguin. And 10, who ran the garage in Camberwick Green? Mr. Crockett. Yeah, it's nice to see famous 5-0. We've missed you guys. Even when we're back in the pub, you weren't there. I'm hoping now the vaccines are out and you're all getting jabbed, you'll all come back in May. All right, so there you go. Type your scores out of 20 on that one as well. I'll give you some answers to general trivia in a sec. It's warm in here. Oh, Faye, that's more like it. 18. You rubbish at your history, but you're smashing the TV. Other way around for Quizzle My Schnizzle, though. All right, 12, 16. Again, splitting you that roundhouse. Let's see what you did on general trivia then. Oh, Paula finally got one wrong. General trivia, round 3. Question 1 was this. In what year did the Titanic sink? 1912. Number 2, which famous Shakespeare play features the line, "A plague on both your houses"? Romeo and Juliet. Number 3, who in 1982 made the first televised maximum break in snooker? Steve Davis. I'm saying, missing Peter and Sue. We'll give them my regards. 14 for Nikki. I say you're all doing all right. Number 4, what was the medical name for German measles? Rubella. 5, which bear is smarter than the average bear? You sure got that because Maria told you. Yogi Bear. Number 6, who was Queen of England at the time of the Spanish Armada? That was Elizabeth I. 7, the exterior of the Taj Mahal is made from which material? Marble. 8, what is the French word for library? That's bibliothèque. 9, which 3 Hollywood stars opened Planet Hollywood? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Bruce Willis. And number 10, in which city was the first Hard Rock Cafe opened in 1971? London. Okay, there you go. So now you can tell me how you're getting on out of 60. Halfway mark, 3 rounds left. Music trivia, science and nature, and aye. Tot up your scores out of 60, put them on there. I reckon anyone who's on about 54, that'll be what you're looking at to be in the lead. Not that you get anything for winning. 16 for Dave and Stubby Stato. Hmm. 54. Said that. Good score. 54, 52, 40, 34, 49, 42. PJs. Hello, PJs. Good to see you. 58 for Paula and Val and Sess and Paul. Although I think Paul's quite drunk, so I'm not sure he's contributing all that much. Got the snooker question wrong. Oh, damn, I'm very surprised you got the snooker question wrong. Right, folks, that's the halfway mark. So I'm going to go and top up my glass, get another Guinness. I shall be back in just a few minutes. We'll do the second half of the quiz then. Chat amongst yourselves. Chat to your screen, type, whatever you're doing. I'll be back very soon, very shortly. Much love, won't be long. with a full pint. Right, what's been going on? Let's have a look. Oh, not much. Just a couple of comments. Oh, three, all from Paul. Paul, are you drunk? I think you're drunk. Miley Cyrus's birth name was Destiny Hope Cyrus. Why? Why do you know that? Why do you know that? Spotty Ginger Day. Yeah, Paul's drunk. Okay, so 3 rounds to go. Music trivia, science and nature. Aye. Has everyone got a drink? Is everyone back? I think I was gone for about 4 minutes. It's enough time, right, to pour a drink. Julie says he's right. There you go, Paul. You're right about Miley Cyrus's birth name. Anyway, okay, so music trivia, 10 questions, all on music, funnily enough. To cover the decades a little bit, got a bit of something for pretty much everybody in here, I reckon. Ready to go? Let's do it. All right, music trivia, here we go then, round 4, question 1. To date, 2021 has seen 4 different songs top the UK charts. Olivia Rodrigo spent 9 weeks there with Driver's License, but name any of the other 3 singers. So the singers or the bands. I don't want the songs, don't care about the songs, just give me the singer or the band. So to date, 2021 has seen 4 different songs top the UK charts. Olivia Rodrigo spent 9 weeks there with Driver's License. Name any of the other 3 singers. Paula, he might tell you he's only on orange juice. I'll show you there's a lot of vodka in there. Number 2, Something in the Air was a chart hit in 1969 for which act? Something in the Air was a chart hit in 1969 for which act? That's a good tune. Number 3, who sang About It Raining Men in 1984? Who sang About It Raining Men in 1984? Hallelujah. Skip forward a few years to 2021. It's raining gender neutral people who identify as anything they feel like. Number 4, which singer had hits with Just the Way You Are and An Innocent Man? Which singer had hits with Just the Way You Are and An Innocent Man? And yes, Claire, number 2 was Something in the Air was a chart success in 1969 for which act? Cracking tune. If you've never heard it, have a listen. It's a good song. Number 5, let me tell you, I remember this song coming out. I hated this song when it came out. And I listened to it on one of the Now albums not all that long ago, and I still hate it now. Number 5, whose only number 1 hit came in 1996 with Spaceman? Whose only number 1 hit came in 1996 with Spaceman? All right, number 6. Which group had a hit in 1993 with Young at Heart? Which group had a number 1 hit in 1993 with Young at Heart? It's not that bad. I'm sorry to say, but it is. It is that bad. Just one of those songs. Never liked it. Number 7, just singing these in my head makes me want to get up and have a little dance. Superstition, My Sherry Amour, and Sir Duke were hits for whom? Superstition, My Sherry Amour, and Sir Duke were hits for whom? Sir Duke. Every time I hear that song, I have to dance. It's just amazing. Faye says, I loathe that song. Are you on about Spaceman, Faye? If you are, you're right. Right, number 8. What a band. 3 great hits here as well. Which group had hits with Alive and Kicking, Don't You Forget About Me, and Belfast Child? Which group had hits in the which group had hits with Alive and Kicking, Don't You Forget About Me, and Belfast Child? They, you hate Young at Heart. How can you see that disappointment written across my face? That's what that is. Number 9. Which group had hits in the 90s with Common People, Help the Aged, and Disco 2000? Common People, Help the Aged, and Disco 2000. Not as good as Simply Red. I'm going to be away from pubs for months, and you don't ever forget these little things. Let's just say it and get it out of the way. Simply Red are the worst band of all time. UB40 might be knocking on the door, but Simply Red are holding it shut, going, nah. Oh, I'm buffering. I apologise if I'm buffering. To those that think I'm buffering, if you've missed anything, let me know, because I don't know where I'm buffering. Anyway, number 10. Which 1961 Ben E. King song scored him a #1 chart hit 26 years later? Which 1961 Ben E. King song scored him a #1 chart hit 26 years later? So Nikki and Maria both lost me. If you missed any questions, type them in there. Right, number 9. Which group had hits in the 90s with Common People, Help the Aged, and Disco 2000? I'll tell you what, Simply Red might be holding the door shut, UB40 and knocking on it. The Beatles, controversially, they're climbing the stairs trying to get in as well. I tell you, bloody Beatles. All right, there you go. There's your music done. Oh, that's quite a painless music round for those of you that aren't keen on the music. But Science and Nature, will that be painless? We'll find out in a mo. Right, so those that thought I was buffering, if you need any repeating, speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, you're holding your peace. Right. Get a bit of paper in front of you for round 5, Science and Nature. Because this is it. Here we go. Question number 1. Who created the famous equation E equals mc squared? Who created the famous equation E equals mc squared? Number 2, what is the name of the muscular tube that connects the throat with the stomach? What is the name of the muscular tube that connects the throat with the stomach? Claire says, I can't stick UB40 after we used to have a neighbour who would play them super loud in the middle of the night. If red wine wakes you up at 3 a.m, it's too loud. They would be the worst neighbours. I can't stick UB40 either, but not because I had neighbours who played them super loud, just because they're shit. Number 3, after cheetahs, what is the fastest land animal in the world? So after cheetahs, what is the fastest land animal in the world? I could have just said, what is the second fastest land animal in the world? Same thing. Made life hard for myself, didn't I? By the way, I'm still writing quiz rounds and putting quizzes together. It's all going very well. But don't worry, Claire, there's still room for some, pop culture. Number 4, which bird that begins with the letter O is also known as a fishhawk? Which bird beginning with O is also known as a fishhawk? Number 5, which famous scientist was given a computer program called the Equalizer in 1986 to help him communicate? Which famous scientist was given a computer program called the Equalizer in 1986 to help him communicate? Have many a quiz team named after that guy. Never nice ones either. Number 6. What is the only fossil fuel still in a solid state? What is the only fossil fuel still in a solid state? Number 7. What chemical element is commonly known as quicksilver? What chemical element is commonly known as quicksilver? Number 8. True or false? Diamond and coal both contain carbon. So true or false? Diamond and coal both contain carbon. Number 9. What word beginning with the letter C describes water droplets that collect on a cold surface as a result of contact with humid air? So what word beginning with the letter C describe water droplets that collect on a cold surface as a result of contact with humid air? And number 10, what S is the name given to a group of foxes? What S is the name given to a group of foxes? Speaking of foxes, any web quizzes seen Clive or Tomo at any point? Missed those guys. Surely they've been jabbed up by now. I hope so anyway. All right, there you go. We've got one round left. We can do that in a sec. I'm just going to let you finish off your science and nature. Aye is our last round. Aye. I'll tell you what it is, shall I? We're just finishing off. So aye, 10 questions as every other round. But the word I is either, as in I, is either in the question or the answer. All right, good. Ready for it? Let's do it. Aye, round 6, question 1. Which part of the eye gives it colour? Which part of the eye gives it colour? Nice easy one, I think. Number 2, which of the Rocky films featured the hit song Eye of the Tiger by Survivor? Which of the Rocky films featured the hit song Eye of the Tiger by Survivor? What a tune that is. All right, a little bit of a trickier question, this next one then. Number 3, the actor Nicholas Ball played which private eye on TV in the late 70s, which was partly created by football manager Terry Venables? The actor Nicholas Ball played which private eye on TV in the late 70s, which was partly created by football manager Terry Venables? Thunder lips, indeed. Right, sport question now for you, Paul, for you, Dan, so you can redeem yourself after not getting Steve Davis. Here we go, number 4. So, on the subject of football, which goalkeeper's career was ended by the loss of an eye through a car crash in 1972? Which goalkeeper's career was ended by the loss of an eye through a car crash in 1972? Claire's saying if someone wants to put the answer to that in the chat, would appreciate it. I would say I would appreciate it if you didn't, but you know, it's up to you. That's it, Dan. Good. Back in the good books. Number 5. What a little tune. Which one-hit wonders took the song Cotton Eye Joe to number 1 in 1994? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, which one-hit wonders took the song Cotton Eye Joe to number 1 in 1994? Oh, that makes me feel old. Go on, someone type Because You Are. Great little tune that is. Always play that when I'm doing a gig. Everyone dances to it. Come on, Claire. That's only happened once. Leave Maria alone. Okay, number 6. Which James Bond film shares its name with writer Ian Fleming's Jamaican home? Which James Bond film shares its name with writer Ian Fleming's Jamaican home? Number 7. Who was the first female singer to have a number 1 hit whilst wearing an eye patch? Who was the first female singer to have a number 1 whilst wearing an eye patch? That's easy, isn't it? Number 8. What item has the cartoon character Popeye got tattooed on his arm? What item has the cartoon character Popeye got tattooed on his arm? Number 9. Which actor played the role of Hawkeye Pierce in the US series MASH? Which actor played the role of Hawkeye Pierce in the US series MASH? It's very good, Paul. I do love how you can just take the piss out of yourself. It makes it look like I'm not the only one taking the mic. I don't want to look like I'm doing that. And number 10, final question of the evening. What FS, so the initials FS, Freddie and Sugar, what FS ingredient causes the shine in some eyeshadows? So what FS, so it's 2 words that begin with F and S. What FS ingredient causes the shine in some eyeshadows? All right. There you go. That's your last question. So I'll give you the answers in just a mo. But before I'd rather than say this at the end when people suddenly start dropping off like flies before I finish, it is that week, like either this week or next week, most of us will get paid. If you can afford to just pop on that link and donate some money to Rugby Autism Network, I'd appreciate it. Faye would appreciate it. Shouldn't deserve it after not liking Young at Heart, but I'm going to overlook that and say please do it anyway. So if you can afford to just pop on and just donate something, anything you can afford to give, that would be very, very much appreciated. So please do that when you log off at the end of tonight. Thank you. Okay, so music trivia then. Let's give you the answers to that. That was our round 4. This was number 1. To date, 2021 has seen 4 different songs top the UK charts. Olivia Rodrigo spent 9 weeks there with Driver's License. Name any of the other 3. So one of the 3. That's all I want. Wham, Little Mix, and Wellerman, whoever Wellerman is. Wham, of course, Last Christmas finally got to number 1, and then Some Shite by Little Mix that Big Steve would have bought, and I don't even know who Wellerman is. All right, so there you go. One of those 3, Wham, Little Mix, Wellerman. Number 2, Something in the Air was a chart success in 1969 for which act? Thunderclap Newman. Thunderclap Newman, what a tune. Faye says, for those that can't see the chat, thank you so much for those that that are donating. They're very much appreciated. Number 3, who sang About It Raining Men in 1984? Weather Girls. Oh, Wellerman is also the song. It's a sea shanty. There you go. No idea. I don't do modern charts. That Olivia Rodrigo song has been number 1 for 9 weeks, and I still haven't heard it. Proud of that. Number 4, which singer had hits with Just the Way You Are and An Innocent Man? Billy Joel. What a singer. Number 5, whose only number 1 hit came in 1996 with Spaceman? Babylon Zoo. Number 6, which group had a hit in 1993 with Young at Heart? Bluebells. I love that song. Number 7, Superstition, My Sherry and More, and Sir Duke were hits for whom? Stevie Wonder. Amazing, man. Number 8, which group had hits with Alive and Kicking, Don't You Forget About Me, and Belfast Child, Simple Minds? Number 9, which group had hits in the 90s with Common People, Help the Aged, and Disco 2000, Pulp? And number 10, which 1961 Ben E. King song scored him a number 1 chart hit 26 years later, Stand By Me? Good tune that is as well. All right, looks like this Wellerman thing is quite popular with a couple of you. Hate to say it, but it's quite good. Well, that's Paul, who's done himself no favours tonight. So, yeah, I can't take what he says as gospel. Oh, Wellerman is the song. So it's a guy called Nathan Evans. That goes to show what I know. Wellerman's a song. I thought it was a singer. I know nothing about modern music, mainly because I don't want to. All right, so Nathan Evans is the singer. Wellerman is the song. I'll make a note of that. And, wonderful. All right, so it's good. Modern tripe. Modern tripe. I love the word tripe. Underused. Tripe is what it is, I bet. All right, so there you go. That's your music trivia. Yeah, it might be from the 80s, but 1800s, but Nathan Evans is not from the 1800s. Okay, your scores are coming in. Good. 12s, 14s, and 16s. Oh, no, 16s. Oh, yeah, it was 16. Oh, good Lord, look at this Wellerman. It's proper making a little argument. All right, it's not a modern song. Let's just say it's a modern interpretation of an old song by a singer who I thought was the song. Doesn't matter. Let's move on to Science and Nature's answers. Let's just do that. Okay, so Science and Nature. Get your answer in front of you. This was number 1. Who created the famous equation E equals mc squared? Albert Einstein, of course. Number 2. What is the name of the muscular tube that connects the throat with the stomach, the esophagus? Number 3. After a cheetah, what is the fastest land animal in the world? It's an antelope. It's a type of antelope. If you want to be very specific, it's a pronghorn antelope. There you go. Number 4, which bird beginning with O is also known as a fishhawk and osprey? 5, which famous scientist was given a computer program called the Equalizer in 1986 to help him communicate? Stephen Hawking. Number 6, what is the only fossil fuel still in a solid state? Coal. Number 7, what chemical element is commonly known as quicksilver? Mercury. Number 8, true or false? Diamond and coal both contain carbon. That's true. I learned that from Superman 3 at the end. When he gets a bit of coal, squeezes it hard, turns it into a diamond. Superman films. Teach you things. Number 9, what word beginning with the letter C describe water droplets that collect on a cold surface as a result of contact with humid air? Condensation. Second question is my cat when you share the bag of treats. What? Your cat? Esophagus? Calls their cat esophagus. Just curious. Number 10, what S is the name given to a group of foxes? A skulk. A skulk of foxes. Julie, simple, next time I see you, I'm going to just question you about your cat called Esophagus. Anyway, tickle me that one. Oh, fastest animal. Okay. That was number 3. You're confusing a fast animal with an esophagus. All right, so tally up your scores on that one. Nice little tickle me a little bit. That's good. I get to do that. I'll give you some answers to the final round. Aye. How many times did I say aye tonight? Aye. All right, here you go then. Number 1, what part of the eye gives it its colour? That's the iris. Iris. Oh, I'll just let you pop your answer. Sorry. People are popping their scores in. I don't want you to miss me doing this. What we got? 18, 16. Oh, easy round, says Maria. Showing up a bit. 16 seems to be the most common score on that round. Anyway, Iris. Number 2, which of the Rocky films featured the song Eye of the Tiger by Survivor? Rocky 3 with Clubber Lang, Mr. T. Number 3, the actor Nicholas Ball played which private eye on TV in the late 70s, which was partly created by football manager Terry Venables? Hazel. Hazel? Hazell? Never seen it. I'm old, but I'm not old enough. Number 4. Which goalkeeper's career was ended by the loss of an eye through a car crash in 1972? Gordon Banks. 5. Which one-hit wonders took the song Cotton Eye Joe to number 1 in 1994? Rednecks. 6. Which James Bond film shares its name with writer Ian Fleming's Jamaican home? That's GoldenEye. Number 7. Who was the first female singer to have a number 1 whilst wearing an eye patch? Gabrielle. Number 8. What item has the cartoon character Popeye got tattooed on his arm? An anchor. 9. Which actor played the role of Hawkeye Pierce in the US series MASH? That was Alan Alda. And 10. What FS ingredient causes the shine in some eyeshadows? Fish scales. Sorry, all you ladies that like to wear some mascara, but you might be putting some fish scales on your eyes, in case you didn't know. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was in Rocky 3. I forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. All right, there you go. So, tally up your scores. Give me a final out of 120. Let me know how you've got on. Interesting to see. I reckon there's some good scores on there tonight, judging by some of these that have come trickling through. I'd like to see how you've done before we wrap up for the night. This might be the last virtual one. I'm thinking, yeah, I know there's still like the end of April, but we're back in pubs mid-May, hopefully. So I'm thinking this might be the last live virtual one we do, and then we'll save it for when we're back in the pubs very soon. He says history killed us. Sorry, history is one of them rounds, isn't it? 82, 94 for Shatner's tough week. Wow, Shatner's, that's not a bad score, is it? You say tough week. I've got 68 and 86, 78 and 82, 104, 72. Maybe it was a tough week for all of you. Maybe I made it a bit harder this time. I apologise. It's not a genuine, heartfelt apology, but it's an apology. 100 for Famous, 2.5. All right, so yeah, so that might be the last live one we do on here. I'll still pop on to the rounds, but unless for any reason in April, Boris and his cronies decide to delay the opening of pubs again, then we'll leave it there. Hopefully they won't. I'm hoping that May the 17th, so May the 18th, I should be back in Waterside. I will confirm that. I need to talk to Becky. I have no idea what's going on Wednesday night at the minute. Already confirmed with Sharon and Murray that I'll be back at the Lawford Arms on the 20th of May, and then rest assured, Sunday the 23rd of May, we'll be back in the Webb Ellis. So there you go. So very soon, folks. I will see you all really, really soon. Let's have a quick look. Music screwed us over. Bang average all night. Damn, it's just one of them. You're all out of practice. You need to get back to regular weekly quizzes. It'll be all right. Cheers, Lee. You're welcome. Nan, loved it and miss you. I miss you guys. Quiz watching is on. I miss you very much. Paula, I miss you as well. I miss all of you. I miss you so much. Can't wait to see you. And it's going to be soon, really soon. All right, folks. Everyone, look after yourselves. Stay safe. Take care of each other. If you're offered a vaccine, please go get it. Go and get it. Get yourself nice and protected. And I will see you all in a pub very, very soon, having a pint and asking you some questions in person. I need to go and test all my equipment, make sure it works. It's been a while. Anyway, folks, look after yourselves. Much love to every single one of you. And I'll see you all real soon. Thanks ever so much. Take care. Bye.